everyone. Welcome with me to another amazing episode on the Unbreakable Woman, a journey, a victory. And today we have an amazing personality in the house. Like, this woman is a powerhouse when it comes to Dubai. I love her so much, and I know she loves me as well. She can't deny that. So I'm going to be introducing her by reading her profile. And one of the reasons, like I told you, I sometimes share, is the reason we're doing this is not because we have time to waste. It's basically because we want to inspire more women. We want more women to be able to come out of their comfort zone and do more than what they are doing currently. And of course, impact their society and impact the world at large. So the powerhouse with me today, if you are in Dubai, you do not know her. You don't know somebody. If you are an Africa as well, you are coming into this country and you've not met her, you've not connected with her, then there is something wrong. You need to find her and have her as one of the people in your inner circle. And I'm being real right now. So let's talk a little bit about our guest. So her name, without further introduction, is Mayowa Adegoke, Mrs. Okay, she doesn't put that, but I'm putting that today. Popularly known, of course, as Lady Mayowa. And this phenomenal woman is an award-winning TV host, international journalist. I know she just returned from one international trip. We are fans. We watch her online. And she is a leading African media personality in the UAE, a public speaker, passionate about personal branding. When you see her, you know what I'm talking about. Leadership and storytelling for success. She is the founder of the Road to Success Seminar, co-founder of Akgoke Interactive, a multimedia services company created to build a media bridge between the GCC and Africa. I'm going to say a little more about her. So, she's actually a successful TV professional. She has interviewed several high-profile personalities here in Dubai, including CEO Dubai Tourism, Islam Kazim, Nigerian's former Vice President Yemi Osibajo, Davido, Steve Harvey, Akon, world-renowned British artist Sasha Jaffrey, a creator of the world's largest painting on canvas. Mayowa, or Lady Mayowa, is a force to reckon with. With over 10 years of multimedia experience, a laudable TV broadcasting career, an exceptional skill in understanding and communicating a diverse range of global topics, her experience is engaging with high-profile individuals from different sectors. So guys, everyone, with clapping, ovation, welcome with me this phenomenal and amazing woman, Lady Mayowa. So good to have you.
It's not many people that can get me to blush. But
oh, I'm so proud of myself. I made her blush. Come on, I'm happy I did that.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, sis, for coming. She is one of the valuable people I have in my life, and she's a friend, she's a sister, but I do not take friendship for granted. And please, everyone watching and listening to this, in as much as you have sisters around your life doing well, it doesn't mean you take their relationship for granted, because when you take such relationship for granted, what happens is that you become grounded. You become grounded. Let me even put it that way. So you should respect every relationship in your life. And I hope you will take that advice. So welcome once again, Lady Mayowa.
Thank you so much for having me.
Good
to be here.
Like, powerhouse.
Can't wait to get into this conversation.
See her outfit. Me, I don't even know that you can. I don't even know how to tie this thing up. This is what we are talking about.
Don't
branding.
let me even tell you the gist about this thing right now. But
are you serious? But this is perfect. It complements your red.
Thank you.
It complements your look. Everything just matches.
And it's covering the things that I want covered.
But I never knew that, actually. But what I'm also trying to pinpoint is about the brand, because you don't just talk about branding. you also show branding.
I try to live it.
You live
as
it.
much as possible.
That's the word. You live branding. You dress like it. Even the way she speaks, it's not like my own English. She speaks sweet English. She actually is poised. Let's put that word that way. I'm poised too.
Oh my good Lord.
Okay, but
Are we
she's
going to
amazing.
laugh the whole time?
Honestly, I just have to give her this compliment because this is who she is. I'm saying this not because we are on screen, but this is who she is. And I've not regretted meeting her. And I'm sure for the ladies who will be learning from her, who might meet her in the future, you would not regret meeting this amazing woman on this podcast today. But beyond all these beautiful things I spoke about, I know there is more. A lot of ladies hear so many beautiful things about amazing women like you. They're like, oh, I want to be like her, I want to be like her. But without a story, there can never be a glory. And I know that for a woman like yourself, like myself, being in a GCC country, there's so much you have to do to actually make yourself known. I've hardly seen anybody who wants to actually have something to do in Dubai who does not reach out to you. Either from, now it's not even just the Africans alone now. It's gone beyond just Africans, even the Westerners. I've seen them reach out to you to try to help them penetrate into this market of Dubai. So before we get into that, how did you start? Were you always this amazing, phenomenal woman that you are?
I mean, I think...
What's the story?
I think that to be amazing, which I think everybody is, it's just who we are.
Absolutely.
You know, it's who we are. It might manifest in different ways in different seasons. Mm-hmm. So it's manifesting this way now. But everything, I like to tell people that everything that you see me doing now, I've actually always done, maybe not in the same way.
Okay.
Is it about bringing people together?
Okay.
I've actually always done that.
Okay.
Is it about just being on stage? Mm-hmm. Somehow I've done that for a long time. So, but again, it's just manifesting this way.
Okay.
In this season. And of course,
Okay.
it's a beautiful way to manifest.
Amazing.
So I'm grateful for the gifts that God has blessed me with that people see and appreciate one way or another. But the journey has been long. You know, the journey to becoming this person.
You want that journey of before, you know, you said something that you've always been on stage. Before you became on stage, before you got to stage, who were you? How, your background? If you could just share a little bit of light.
Happy to.
I actually came from a background whereby I had issues with low self-esteem. I battled with it for years of my life. So I don't know if you have that same similar story. Yours might be. So I want to know that story behind this amazing woman.
So
take us that what you've never told us.
What I've never told
on TV,
what I've never shared
online,
anywhere. I think.
Yes.
So flashback to how I was raised. I've got a journalist father. Well, he started as a journalist as well.
Amazing.
And my mom, an entrepreneur. She actually quit her career to take care of the kids.
Amazing.
So she had 3 kids. She still has 3 kids, thank God. And she had to leave her job to sort of take care of the children. And so she went into business. So my mom would do different businesses like supermarket. And what I've never shared anywhere is, obviously, if you have a mother who is into different businesses, what does that make you? Even you're into different businesses.
Absolutely, that's true.
I remember my mom, she was in this like ice cream type of business one time. We actually used to sort of make the ice cream and put it in bags and seal it up and sell. And she would have like vendors who would come and buy. This was in Mushin, I think.
Wow. Back in Nigeria.
Back in Nigeria. And we'd be involved in that. There was a time
so
my
you
mom...
grew up in Mushin?
Oh, yes. Papa
You
Jao.
grew up in Mushin?
Not that side of Mushin.
Okay, not that side of Mushin.
But even if it was that side, whichever way.
Yeah, that's
but so
impressive.
You're now looking at the version that you're seeing
Mushin
now.
babe, like, now Dubai, big babe. But jokes apart anyway.
So I was born and raised in Papa Jao,
okay,
which is in the Mushin local government, but it's not far from like the Mushin market the popular Mushin that everybody knows.
Yes.
And I remember my mom doing several businesses. Like there was a time she used to make like meat pie and things in the house. And then there was one business of the ice cream, like I mentioned. Then there was a time of having different shops, like cold stuff like turkey and cutting chicken for people.
Wow.
And
Wow.
the supermarket, obviously, will go and buy stuff from like Mushi Market. And I remember times I would carry big stuff on my head.
Wow.
So this is the version that, this is what I've never shared.
Wow.
And this is part of my upbringing. But I remember that even then, when my parents had this, I remember the car that, at least the one I know, this, I think it's a Datsun car. And I remember how my siblings and I would sit at the back. And there are times when we hit a bump, the seat would come off. Like the seat at the back would literally pull out. Wow. And we would all have to like get up while the car is still in motion and put it back and sit down. Like,
wow.
But that for me was fun. And I think it's...
Growing up, right?
I didn't see that from a very deprived state of mind. I didn't see that as not having.
Wow.
I didn't see that as, oh, we're struggling.
Amazing.
Or that we didn't have enough money. I just saw that as an adventure. And I think it's part of what has contributed to my resilience. I do consider myself a very resilient person. And I think I look back and I see that it's that mindset of how I looked at something that was funny. Maybe somebody else will look at it and I say, yeah, look at these people, they don't have enough money to have a good car. But for me, that was fun. And that's my attitude to life in general. So when I encounter challenges, I look for the gold in that challenge. I look for, it's like...
What? You look for the gold in challenges.
What can we
look
turn
for the
this
gold
into?
in challenges.
So it's not just challenge for challenge's sake. It is enjoy the journey.
Enjoy
it might be
journey.
Uncomfortable. It might not be what you desire, but enjoy the journey. There's always something to enjoy somehow in every difficult journey. You can find something to be grateful for, find something to be thankful for. Today, I've turned this into an interesting story that,
Absolutely.
You're saying, wow, wow, wow. Oh. But maybe if someone else didn't see it as an adventure,
yes,
it may have turned out negatively.
Absolutely.
It may have maybe impacted their self-esteem.
Absolutely.
You never can tell. So that is a part of my history. So fast forward, when my dad got a better job working at First Bank.
Oh, amazing.
And then,
big girl.
Now we had Jeep.
Big girl.
Now we had Jeep that time. And at that time, we got access to like really good parties. It was really close to the former the chairman of First Bank, Mr. Moyo Ajikigbe. And we would go to like their Christmas parties. Amazing. They had this beautiful house. Amazing. Let me not mention where.
You don't need to.
But, then you'd see like, I remember one party you have like Sanusi, Lamido Sanusi, just seated right there. And I remember Teju Babyface was the preferred MC.
Wow.
Like these are like rich people parties. And being a part of that inspired me. I was like, you know what? I want something that lets me roll with the big boys. Ooh. And I think that was also part of the fascination for wanting to go into media.
Amazing.
Because don't tell anybody I told you. Media
No
gives
problem.
you access like that.
Please everybody block your ears.
Media gives you access.
Wow.
So whether you're working in it or speaking on it, just get on it.
Media gives
you that access.
Media gives you that access.
And tie that very quickly into personal branding. You become a known person. It builds trust. Because when they see you, think of it as not just on TV. Think of yourself in people's living rooms. Think of yourself in their offices. Absolutely. Every day. The day they see you in person, it's almost like they already know you. And because of that closeness, so to speak, there's invested trust already, just because they see you regularly, just because you give value regularly. So quick masterclass on personal branding.
Yes, we're going to get to that definitely.
But that's a bit of my history.
Well, that
people may not know.
May not know, because I honestly have not heard about this part of you ever before, especially when you grew up from a lot of we are supporters and fans online, yes, and also not just online, physically as well. But for me, sharing the story is able to tell us how your parents did an amazing job from raising you in Moshi, even if it's not, but when the people hear that Moshi area, what comes to mind? But for raising a total child, an amazing child, and also from taking you from that place. So you had a fair share of what poverty looked like. You also had a fair share of what wealth looked like while you were a child or while you were growing up. And this also was able to help you mirror what you wanted to become in life. Because if you had not been surrounded or taken to those environments, because one of the things I learned from what you said, attending those parties, for instance, with your parents, end of the year party, was if you had been left in the house, maybe it would take you longer years to think of wanting to be in that direction, in that line of media. But it's changed something about you that you must be successful. You also must become a media personality. So it shaped your life much earlier. And that's why exposure is really good for kids. So as parents, one of the things I'm able to pick up from that is expose your kids. Do not just limit them to the walls of the classroom, because that is not real education. Real education is the exposure. So I was able to pick that from you. And I know some other people watching and listening to this will pick so much more. I also was able to get about personal branding as well from you. We're going to she has an amazing program on personal branding, and you all should register for that program if you want to, of course, be that go-to person when it comes to meeting with high net worth individual. What is that word you even say to them that catches their attention, that they want to give you here? People like that have answers to it. Some of you have missed out of some opportunities because you met with a great person, but you were frozen.
To handle it.
You don't even know what to say. The wrong questions keep coming out.
Or maybe you put yourself in that fan zone.
Yes, that's the word. Some people put themselves in the fan zone. I think for me, I've never put myself there. I tell myself I'm also a celebrity. I'm also a fan. So if you assume or put in your mindset you're a celebrity, you don't put yourself in that fan zone. That makes you to sometimes miss some amazing opportunities that would have helped you to become more successful in life. So we've heard a little bit about our background. I know that's not all, but that's good enough for us.
Tip of the iceberg.
Tip of the iceberg. So we're going to go into another question. I hope this takes us down the memory lane. So I'm going to ask her, while in the university days, how was your life as a student? Were you that ITK student? I want to know everything. I want to be known. Because now you're in media. So were you that person that everybody loved, or everybody would say, I want this too much, go and sit down? This is off script now, but I would love to know more about that.
I feel like, when I talk about everything I do now, I've always done, I also do link it back very strongly to my university days.
Amazing.
So I did attend Redeemers University. I studied mass
Big
communication.
girl. Yeah, those are the big girl school.
There was a bit more money now, right? So we could afford private school.
Yes, when your parents have money, you go to a good school.
So,
not Shomule school.
So started, and to be honest, I wanted to go to Unilag so bad.
Oh.
Like I actually cried when my mother said, if you don't go, I spent 1 year at home. So I missed the first year that I should have gone to university, right?
Because she did not go to...
I didn't get the Unilag. I can't remember what happened. Maybe it was a jam problem or Unilag. Something should happen.
Yeah,
so I did 1 year.
Or something.
And then the following one, my mom was like, I'd written the exam for Redeemers University, which was just down the road from where we lived.
Oh.
And I got in, but I was waiting for Unilag, right? The results hadn't come. And my mom was like, if you don't go to university this year, you're like literally, you're your own. To university again. I washed my hand off. I'm like, And so it felt like, my beloved Unilag that I've desired.
I looking at you
cried.
Seriously?
Like I woke up in the middle of the night, I was crying. My brother woke up, was like, why are you crying?
Please, why Unilag? What was
because
the big girl gang or what?
It wasn't a gang thing. I felt like Unilag was freedom. So this is me. Okay. I've been at home. Secondary school, I was a day student.
I see.
And then, I felt like Unilag was my escape. I just wanted to go and party. I just wanted, I didn't plan to do anything bad.
Yes.
Or join.
But just that freedom.
Unilag just represented party. which I wanted. I felt like maybe they deprived me of. Oh yeah, my parents actually deprived me of going to many parties in secondary school.
Yes, that's the reason. And the freedom then as at that time.
So Unilag represented freedom, being cool and hip. And I was dying to go to Unilag. Anyway, cut the long story short, we made an agreement. And they said, okay, you know what, go to Redeemers University and start there.
Okay.
Pending the time Unilag comes through.
Wow.
Honestly. And for this, I really appreciate my parents. Like, how many parents would tell you, go and start here? And I honestly, mommy and daddy, love you.
So kisses to you, mommy and daddy.
It's not small money, because you had to pay 100,000, if I remember correctly.
Then that's like, right now it's like $1 million.
That's a lot of money. Yes. So they were going to pay 100,000 for me to go and start in Redeemers University. And then if Unilag pulls through, then you switch. That means you will sacrifice. Anyway, I went to Redeemers. I started. Great accommodation, which was a great plus.
Amazing.
And I started making friends. And that's the thing about me. Listen, once I start making friends, that's the end. So by the time Unilag came through,
oh my God.
And they came and said, Unilag has come through.
Switch.
It was too late. I already settled in and I already made friends.
Amazing.
And I thought about how many people are out there who 100,000 will actually see them through their entire university education.
Wow.
And I want to throw it away.
Wow.
Just because Unilag, it didn't make any sense. So it was a mix of I'd settled in, but also I want to believe that my parents had done a good job. I wasn't a wasteful child. So I couldn't imagine just throwing away 100,000 naira just because I wanted to go to Unilag. So I stayed in Redeemers.
Amazing.
And first year, I didn't do much. I think I just focused on my studies. And by the end of that first year, I joined a dance group.
Nice. I hope you're going to give us some dance moves
no.
after this podcast.
So back in secondary school, I was in a dance group. I loved dancing. I don't dance as much, but I love dancing. So I joined a dance group, and then second year was a lot of dancing, and of course that made me popular in school, right?
Amazing.
It affected my grades.
Oops.
But we soldiered on. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but it did drop, because now my attention is divided.
Yes, was divided.
Third year, I got born again. I also became the president of my student association.
Amazing.
So third year was a lot of higher calling. Now I was president. I was in charge of so much, a lot of socializing, a lot of organizing as well. And I feel like at the end of 4 years, I was a really well-rounded person. Amazing. I never had the ambition to finish with the first class.
Wow.
I didn't have that ambition. If I did, I'm sure I would have.
Absolutely.
But I didn't have the ambition. For me, I remember a friend of mine will, reached out and said, your grades, when all those set of people that are up, we know ourselves in class.
And feel that.
And when they now see that, madam, what's going on? And so she was like, what's going on? All of these things, they're distracting, your grades are dropping. It was a good conversation to have, but I felt like I was well-rounded. I was in a position of leadership. I had done dancing, which I really loved.
Amazing.
My grades were still acceptable, at least for me. And my parents had not thrown me out of the house. So I guess it was acceptable there too.
Thank you for not doing that.
It wasn't a first class, but I ended up being a first class version of myself.
Wow.
Developing
Please,
my
you
leadership.
need to say that again. No. Don't just.
Don't just breeze through.
No. You say it again.
It wasn't a first class certificate or degree, but it was a first class version of myself.
Wow.
I built my leadership. I built my networking skills. I knew what I wanted. If you ask my colleagues and my course mates, they'll tell you, I wanted to work in Channels TV. Everybody knew.
While in the university?
Oh, yeah. It was Channels TV or nothing. And that was actually a childhood dream. So I came out knowing who I am, what I want, where I'm going. And I think that's more beautiful than any... I mean, the first class would have been great, but...
Please, where would the first class have gotten you to? In the media? With what you know, because I'm more impressed now hearing you talk about this, because you, now to answer my question, you already answered it. You were the loved person in the school.
So I was known.
You were known, you were
yeah.
popular, you were loved. Yes. So, but looking at the fact that you already know what you wanted, where you were going to, that is really, really heavy for me, because a lot of women, a lot of men as well, but let me put it on a woman, they've not found themselves in school. But you had a childhood dream of working in Channels Television. That came to pass. You wanted to be a media personality, like you were so strong on that, and it became a reality.
Let me make the gist sweeter. When I was in secondary school, when they would ask you what do you want to become and XYZ, and I'd shared that I wanted to go into media, my family tried to convince me to switch to law. My father.
You wanted to be a lawyer.
My mother, my sister who studied law.
Okay.
They all wanted, even my sister was like, you know what, study law, media, you can always switch to media.
Absolutely.
And it's true. A lot of people who are in sciences, any other course, can easily switch to media.
Absolutely.
And you still have the advantage of that double degree or experience. And every time I told someone and they asked me, what do you want to become? And I say, a lawyer. I didn't feel that joy. I didn't feel that excitement. I didn't feel that bubbly thing like, yes, I want to become a lawyer. And I felt like, you know what, law, you just be reading all the time. I beg, who wants to do that? And I said, you know what? Media.
Amazing.